escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, everyone, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning's Team Show here for a Thursday, May 29th. Hey, you got to be dedicated to your craft here, sports and sports betting today, as we have a 5-game baseball card, 1 NBA, 1 NHL. Let's not slight the importance of today's games, 2 in the WNBA, but hey, and don't forget, it is NCAA Regionals Day as well. So hopefully you have some picks for you during the show. Maybe a little steam will come in. These early starts, we're going to fire it up right away here in just a couple of hours with college baseball. And I'll tell you how to stay involved with the action here today with a massive card of college baseball games, no doubt. And they get underway here in just a little bit. So just a big card today of college games. We've got about how many, 38, 40 of them, whatever it is. Big action in college baseball. It's almost a featured attraction here today with the light card. Also, tennis underway in Paris, and the golf is underway as well at the Memorial today. So a good tournament this week. So we're not without some great sports action here on a sports betting Thursday, and they are underway at the Memorial event, Jack's event here with Akshay Bhatia currently at even par. It almost looks like the scoreboard's broken here today with these scores going on. No one is under par here as of yet. They are just underway, and most of the golfers are in the first few holes, so I'm sure there'll be some movement here, but do have some golfers I'll tell you about in just a moment here. All right, I want to say hello to the folks getting ready, coming into the chat, and see who's here today, who's already cashed with me at the French Open. Say hello to the folks in the chat today. You have to be dedicated. If you're Flea Mathis, to be the first one here on a day like today. Thank you, Flea. Andrew K., he's ready to go today. Sancho said that was it. The Panthers got it done. We had the Panthers yesterday here on the show, and the Panthers were able to get it done in the big playoff game last night and put the Carolina Panthers finally away here in this one. You know, the Panthers did get a few wins. They got off to the lead yesterday. Looked like the series maybe was going to allow for the Panthers to get back in it. But with Aho got those first 2 goals. We wondered where these guys have been. He shows up, gets 2 goals, but then Florida scored 2 goals in 30 seconds in the second period. They also killed off a 6-on-4 there, basically, when they pulled the goalie and then scored the empty netter to seal the win 5-3. Florida comeback win to advance and go back to the Stanley Cup Finals, and we'll have the Oilers. Can they win the series on the road tonight at Dallas, up 3-1? We'll talk a little bit and get your picks on that one. And also, Sancho is ready to go. He likes Pacers today on the money line. He says he's already on the series. I wonder who else is on the series with the Pacers, huh? Bobby Mack is here today. Joe W., good morning. Joe Alvarado as well. Oldies taking a break from working out there to say hello. It's always nice of Oldie to do that. And Bo Jackson is here today as well. It's good to have Bo in the chat. Bo knows hockey too. All right. Also, last night, NBA with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're back to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2012. They beat the Wolves 124-94, a 30-point win. It wasn't that close there for a while, right? Got up to 40 or something like that in the game there last night. So, hey, great job by the Thunder. They're the best team right now, no doubt. No matter who comes out of the East, they're going to be favored to win the NBA title, and that's understandable with all of that great talent and how they put it down. Certainly last night. Hope you caught my show there over on Cover the Spread. I was on the Oklahoma City Thunder to win that game there last night on the Cover the Spread show. Definitely was my pick here with Oklahoma City to get that win there last night over Minnesota. Look, never was close. It was not very thrilling, that's for sure. It never felt like the Wolves were ever going to get back in it. It did get some of their players show up to score some points there yesterday. The Thunder, however, jumped out to a 17-point lead in the first quarter. They led by as many, I guess. I don't think it reached 40, actually. I guess 38 points, right? Minnesota shot 3 for 20 in the first quarter. SGA, 34 points for Oklahoma City. They shot 52%, made 14 threes, and Minnesota shot 41%, had 21 turnovers, and maybe it was all that it was expected to be, with OKC advancing to the NBA Finals tonight. It'll be Indiana and the Knicks. Pacers with that 3-1 lead heading back to the Garden. And don't forget, Karl-Anthony Towns. He's not in 100% shape right here with a bruised knee. Could it be a major factor or story in today's game number 5? All right. Say hello to a few more folks. Look, we don't have a long show. I'm kind of just hanging out with you guys today. Oh, am I on the air here? I feel like there we go. Couldn't get Action Jackson's comment. Maybe my pad, I've got a frozen. I do use a Macintosh, so I have the keypad. I like the keypad, and I have a frozen keypad. Oh, well, I can't hit the comments. Well, that's good for you guys. There we go. It's working now. Maybe I've spilled some Pepsi or some pizza in there or something. Here's Trevor Davis. Good morning in NYC bar. It's working. Okay. Didn't feel like it was working there. All right. I'm going to review some the baseball action here from yesterday as well, and find some of our winners from yesterday's show, including the Tampa Bay Rays. I did have them as a premium pick yesterday afternoon over Minnesota there yesterday. We'll talk about some of the highlights too that I like to do. You know that in those games, Brandon Lowe had the big hit in that one for Tampa Bay, and Junior Caminero as well. They both had home runs for those hot Rays. Also, we did have a winner here on the show yesterday with the Detroit Tigers and Jackson Jobe. Detroit, over the last 100 days in Major League Baseball, Detroit has a dominating record over the rest of the league. They're the best team over the last 100 days, actually, record-wise, dating back to last year, of course. Colton Keith had a 2-run double in that one. Tigers are 37-20, so playing extremely well. Also, we did have a winner over at Tony's Picks on that one with an under for the High Rollers there yesterday. And also, we did have a winner. Hopefully, you caught the show there, like I said, on Cover the Spread. I know I'm making these appearances on these other channels. We're part of the Sports Money Network, but I'm in some deals to do some other shows. So hopefully, you're a follower of mine. What we did have Houston on the run line over the Athletics last night. Caratini did have 2 RBIs, but the A's have lost 17-20. They continue to fall there. Hey, we did have a winner on the show here with Pittsburgh with Paul Skeens. We said, hey, you know what, Pittsburgh, you want Paul Skeens as a dog right now, not as a favorite. This is kind of what it feels like. They beat Arizona yesterday for the win there. Also, we had the winner with the Padres and the Mariners game to go over. Padres rough series there. They lost to Miami 10-8. Its bullpen did choke again here a little bit for sure. They caved in really in the game. Padres lost a 6-1 lead again there after rallying from a 6-run lead, but they couldn't get it done in that one. Despite holy Sheets, Gavin Sheets with a 2-run homer there wasn't enough. Miami beat the Padres. We had a winner on the show yesterday with St. Louis over the Orioles yesterday with Miles Mikolas on the road, and the Orioles fall to 19-36 on the season. We had a winner also yesterday over at Tony's Picks with the White Sox and the Mets game to go over with Smith and Canning, and it did just that with the White Sox getting the win. Benintendi, 2-run single, an RBI triple. White Sox played the Mets tough in the series there. Also, hopefully you caught another winner of mine on Cover the Spread yesterday with the Royals and Cameron over the Reds and Green. Yeah, we did have the Royals, and we also had the under as our pick here on the show yesterday in that one. Bobby Witt, 2 RBIs for Kansas City. Also, we did have a winner here on the show yesterday with Colorado and the Cubs game to go under yesterday as the Cubs did beat the Rockies. Cubs improved to, I should say though, we did have on our premium picks, we did go with the Rockies in that one. Yeah, I took 2.5 at some a little bit of juice on there. I think most people got $1.40 or better. It felt like their Cubs did get the win. Rockies, I could have took 1.5, but the line was, 370 by the start of the game, so we took 2 runs in that one. Also, I did have another winner over at Tony's Picks. We did pretty well in these picks over there yesterday with Toronto and Texas game to go under. You don't need me to tell you to go under, I guess, in these Texas games right now, and it did again yesterday. Bo Bichette, 2-run home run there, though, as Toronto got the win. Also, I had a premium pick winner here with my sports money premiums with the Angels last night. In that game, Angels to cover against the Yankees, and they did just that, right? In that low scoring game there yesterday with 1-0. The Yankees defeated the Angels there yesterday. Angels have an off day today. Rest those bats, I guess. We did have a winner here on the show with the under with Schmidt and Kikuchi. All right. So look at some of the baseball action from yesterday. Bo's got the Blue Jays today. Good morning to Ziggy here. Bobby Mack had some winners from yesterday. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. I guess I'm going to say that until we're the biggest there. So Sancho's watching some of this tennis. How about Arthur Fees? I mean, it took every ounce of energy to win the first 2 sets, 7-6, 7-6. He said, I'm tired. Got blown out the next 2 sets, 6-2, 6-love. Did he save his enough energy here? It's 4-4 here right now in the 5th set. A wild one out here right now with Munar and Fees. Fees ain't going to cover anything for me here. Hopefully you checked out some of my picks are not. My sports money premiums are not looking great here so far this morning. Let's take a look at some of these here. And, Andrew says, how about the big Texas-Florida softball game today as well with the College World Series action there? I'm betting it a little bit. I don't know if I'm strong enough right now to get too involved in the softball. Plus, I'm going to be heavy in the baseball today, but I'll watch that one for sure. Texas and Florida. All right. Hey everyone, you can get more picks from me every day over at winnable.com. Get more selections from me here today. Again, a short card here. So, look, if you buy my subscriptions here today, whatever you buy, I'll double it. If you get one day for the $3, I'll just put another day on there. Um, and if you get a week, I'll put a week on there. Whatever you get, if it's after the show here, I'll double it today with our light card. Get more picks from me, including all my baseball action today. I'm gonna probably have a dozen baseball picks go out here today, and you'll want to get those over at winnable.com/Ramon. If you didn't see, I already released my golf card for today over there at Winnable. I went chalky. I went chalk, pretty much. With my 6 golfers here today, 4 strong favorites. I mean, if you want to know, quite frankly, I just went top of the board with the 2 big favorites here, but I do have 2 long shots as well, and we did hit the 50-1 winner last week on the PGA Tour as well. So check those out over at winnable.com/Ramon. Maybe I could show that from last week. I don't make any exact picks with my golf action. I leave that to you guys, but obviously with the favorites as my selections, I kind of want to go a little bit heavier, on those favorites. Let me see if we got these here this morning. All right, here we go. I want to take a look at those a little bit. Show last week's picks there with the 50-1 shot we hit there last week with the big PGA event there. There we go. All right, let me just take a peek at it here and show it on the screen here maybe a little bit. See if we can get back to it. Hello. Okay, there we go. I'll just move me to the side. There were last week's picks that came to your phone. There you see Ben Griffin there, 50-1 at the bottom. We went Scheffler last week. I mean, he kind of owns that tournament, but it didn't quite work out. That's okay. Wins almost every week there. And both Scheffler and Fleetwood were on my list this week. This is how the picks look like when you go to my picks over at winnable.com/Ramon. You get in my backdoor feature here right now and see what it looks like there over at Winnable. And the plays just kind of come in there, and you see Kudermetova just won easily. There's a winner for our tennis premiums today. Let me see if we can just go to those real quick as well. Here was the tennis. Wasn't great, so I'll just show it here. But we did have a winner with Bublik there, plus 7.5 over Demonauer as he took down Demon there with a comeback win. ADM won the first 2 sets, and then Bublik came back to win the next 3 sets, and we took him plus 7.5 games, and he won easy there. Also, there's Kudermetova over Krejcikova, and we did have Kudermetova, and she just rolled Krejcikova. Just ended moments ago here with an easy 6-love, 6-3 win. We said lay 3 games. We also pardon me. I think that was it for the winner. We lost Andreeva by half a game there, and Jakob Benzik was upset there today. But that's how the plays look anyway when they come in. Hey, if you want one still to come, maybe there's a freebie there for you just about to start. I believe Madison Keys and Katie Bolter, and I said take Bolter plus 5.5 games there as well. So, and I see another one there Rublev over Walton, but Walton played a great first set there. It's going to be tough to cover that game spread right now. So we got to clean that up a little bit. But I just want to show you that's how it comes in. Here were the soccer plays from last night. We don't necessarily cover that on our recap here, but maybe we can here because look, I had 3-1 day there with Miami over Montreal, Nashville over Columbus, and San Jose and LA Galaxy was a 1-0 final. We said go under there for a 3-1 record. There's those premiums they come in, so that's how they come in there, and works out pretty good there over at winnable.com. There's the golf. Look, the golf is free. I'll just show you how it works. So look, I went heavy. Scheffler and Schauffele, Morikawa, Fleetwood. I mean, I went chalk on these first four golfers, but JT Poston and Pendrith up there, 50-1, 75-1. So look, I just feel like I'm not going to go that heavy in the chalk each week, but in this one I did because I do feel like this is a tournament where, even though it is not a major or anything like that over at Jack's tournament, the stars show up and show out, and I took the chalk a little bit there in that one. So, okay, that's how it works over there at winnable.com. So the plays come to your phone like that, or they're to your laptop like that. And we did score a winner also with my Tony's Picks premiums with Lechka over Davidovich Fokina. So, and I've got some more picks over there for the action here this afternoon. All right. Also, WNBA last night, we did have the winner here yesterday with Indiana and Washington game to go under. We went under, and hopefully it stayed under for you. Some people may have ended up with a push or even a 1-point loss. They're probably not, but maybe some early, because the total opened 159. I said go under. It finished 160. There, it was mostly, the numbers were mostly over that all day. So hopefully you did get on that right side there with me, hopefully there, but it did go 160. They closed 165 actually in the end. Remember I said, what's going on? This total's gone up 5 or 6 points without Caitlin Clark. I get it. Maybe the tempo changes a little bit without her. You'd think, though, the scoring would be more impactful than just her controlled tempo of the game. And while it did get a little bit loose there late to get to 160, it didn't feel like it was going to go over necessarily there. But we did have over on my WNBA picks show that I appear on over there at Tony's Picks, we did have the Washington Mystics there over Indiana. We did take the points, but they won the game outright. Didn't matter. Okay, a few more comments from you, then we will get started and see what else is going on today. All right, Goops is here today. Not really thrilled with the card, he says. As well, Jermaine's ready to go in college baseball. Let me. I don't know if he's asking. He said NCAA baseball today. What's the crown? I don't know if what that. I will give you my picks right now, though, for the NCAA tournament as far as maybe some futures that I did place here last night entering the regionals, and these are mostly to win the tournament or to win some of the groups here right now. Let me see if I have those real quick. I've placed these over at a few books. Okay, here we go. So I have in these plays LSU at 5-1 to win the College World Series. Also, I have North Carolina at 10-1 to win the College World Series. Also, I have Fresno State to win the Los Angeles Regional at 14-1. I have Kansas to win the Fayetteville Regional at 5-1. I have Clemson to win the Clemson Regional at $1.25. That's it as far as futures are concerned right now in this tournament. So we'll see what happens when we get to the supers. But right now, those are the moves that I've made there on some of those plays. All right. I think Action Jackson likes Scheffler here. Do have some golfers have now moved to under par. Ricky Fowler, Adam Hadwin, Justin Rose are 1 under here at the tournament. All right. And let's see, Andrew G here. Sancho says fees. Gets that win. Sports money is here today. And Voodoo Ranger. It's nice to see Voodoo Ranger here. He's got Fonseca under, it looks like, there. What did I see about the Fonseca match here? Thought we had something in there, but I'm not sure now. And Andrew says, how can you not go with the ACC? How can you not go with the ACC here? You're taking North Carolina. I think that their road might be okay here, actually. And look, you're getting 10-1. So, but we know the SEC rules here, but it does feel like, you don't see many ACC bets, and I've already remember I had Texas A&M as my pick for most of the season here. Whenever we talked a little college baseball, they didn't even make it. All right, I think I'm ready to go here a little bit. Yeah, got to roll with the SEC, don't you? And this one, they should just have their own tournament. In fact, there was a news story yesterday about the SEC and their threat to leave the NCAA. Kind of a big bombshell of a story there yesterday. Could the SEC leave the NCAA and get even more power? It's funny how that sounds. Okay, let's get rolling here though with the show today, shall we? With we won't be here very long, and get ready for college baseball. So, like I said, please subscribe to College Baseball Premium. Are coming in the premiums here at Sports Money today. That's where you're going to find my college baseball picks. So please consider subscribing over there at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%, and you're going to get a lot of, for just 56 cents a day, basically, this weekend or so. If you get 1 month, say, that'll take you through the College World Series, and you'll get all the other sports as well. But I'm sure I'll have 12 plays, if not more, today with the regionals, and probably for the next 2 or 3 days, considering how much action is going down with the college baseball today. And we'll get you some plays here. Yeah. Fees, what a great comeback by Fees. I just see him winning here the last point, so that's how far I am behind. But 7-6, 7-6, 2-6, 0-6, 6-4. What a way to go about winning that match for Arthur Fees there. And Fonseca is about to go up against Pierre Hugues Hebert, the Frenchman. So that should be an interesting play clash coming up, mentioned there in the chat. Okay, let's go. Let's start. Let's talk about it. Let's get your picks here. It's not about my picks in this one. We all know I've been on the Pacers the whole way. Will I do it again today here with the Pacers? Take on the Knickerbockers in game number 4. Knicks are still favored. Haven't learned yet to not favor them. And look, the Knicks obviously were able to get a game here so far. They're at home in this one, so they're favored here by 4.5. The total 222.5 or so in this one. But let's see how you're going to play it. It's not about not about me. It feels like, as far as playoffs are concerned, but I'll make a pick here as well with you guys. But I want to know what you guys have in the game tonight with Indiana and the Knicks. Indiana has defeated the Knicks in 8 of their last 12 meetings overall. They've covered the spread in 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over. You have the Knicks coming in here. At this point, look, they are favored to win the game. They've won just 4 of their last 6 overall, obviously, in this series. They were able to win game number 3 on the road, 106-100. But the Knicks are just 2-5 against the spread at home in their last 7 home games, and the Pacers have gone 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. So, doesn't really point out too well for the Knicks the way things are going, and that injury report stands out pretty harsh here with Karl Anthony Towns' sprained ankle here. Now, Neesmith, we know he was just fine. He is on the injury report with that ankle, but the cat ankle injury, look, I would expect that he'll be able to make this lineup, but it was a bit of a surprise, even though we saw him, tweak the ankle there. It was a bit of maybe of a surprise that he did end up on this injury list, and I think it's a big concern, actually, that he is kind of a game time decision here, listed as questionable. With that, I think it's, do I say ankle? Is it a knee or an ankle for Towns? Really? I thought it was either a bruised knee or a turned ankle, whatever it is. If you can't play, we'll see, Josh Hart, I'm sure, back in the starting lineup anyway with that first unit a little bit. And so we'll see. Towns certainly is going to do everything he can to play, and you're going to want him in there, obviously, if you're the Knicks. So let's go to the chat, though, and see what you have in this one today with the Knicks taking on the Pacers here. Remember, strategy-wise, right, how I've said it, even if I'm saying something different than Charles Barkley, the great analyst who obviously knows his betting and his basketball, one of the elite bettors in the world. But again, the Knicks don't want to. They can't help themselves, right? It's just poor coaching. I mean, who's for me to tell who is a good coach and who isn't? But if you're the New York Knicks, you don't want the game to be over 222 points. That's not going to work for the most part. I mean, anything can happen on a game like this. Maybe they could go out and win the game. It could be 135 to 138 again, right? Remember, the Pacers won that one in game number 1. But look, the Knicks had a chance there at home in a high-scoring game with overtime and everything, but doesn't feel like you want to be in a game where, if you're the Knicks trying to outscore the Pacers, but they think that they can do it. And then what happens is you get guys like Towns all winded at the end of the game. You should be saving your energy if you're the New York Knicks for the end of the game. I don't know how. I'm not a coach, but I'm a bettor, right? And so if you're the Knicks, you want it to go under. I'm pretty sure you do there. And the Pacers run it up, and the Knicks think they can go with them. I think that's been to their detriment in the series, and that's why they're down here 3-1. So let's see what you have in this one. I'll go to the chat here. Thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam. I'm taking my time here with you guys. Get to enjoy your company. Here's Ziggy with the Knicks in the first half money line. I'm going to go first half in this one, and I'm going to go first half over with the Pacers and the Knicks because the Knicks can't help themselves. I'm going over in the first half here. The total here, and I want to help Ziggy here. He says he's got the Knicks in the first half -2.5, and I'm going over 109.5 in the first half between the Pacers and the Knicks. Andrew says maybe they could come back and be that team to come back from a 3-1 deficit. Indiana money line here for Tyrone. Nice to have Tyrone here. Bobby McCormick says take the Pacers. Jermaine says I got to take the Pacers with Cat injured here. Nick's money line for NYC Bar. And Sancho says the Pacers are the money line value. Bo Jackson says take the Knicks tonight. Yeah, Andrew said he banged his knee. Right, knee contusion there. Jerry says, good luck beating the Florida Panthers for one of these two teams tonight between Edmonton and Dallas. Andrew says the Pacers need to push that pace and get the Knicks out of their game. The Knicks can't handle the Pacers' fast pace. Unfortunately, their coach thinks they can. It's not hard to, you think of, and, the players maybe kind of get wrapped up in it and all, and so maybe they kind of fall out of favor, but I'm not saying you have to go into a four corners offense. You just want to slow the possessions up, right? And then get back and play solid defense, not transitional defense where you're trying to chase them down and the ball movement is a little bit too fast for your team. And then you end up, having to run back down on offense and just trying to keep up like that. I think that's how basketball works. Otherwise, why isn't everybody just scoring 1 million points a game? All right, Nasty Nate likes Oklahoma City in the second quarter. Oh, no, that was his casher from yesterday. Thank you, Nate. He had the Thunder in the second quarter, so he's going to take the Pacers in the second quarter. And Jerry, good beating this under. I think maybe some good luck beating this under. I'm not sure there, but Jerry's always good for a good pick. And the Pacers money line for Timmy Two Shoes says this one's done the way it's going. Bo Jackson, Knicks, and Blue Jays money line here. And NYC Bar says the Knicks are the favorites in the books in the game. They're not the favorites in the series. We know that. This one is heavy right now to the Pacers actually. To win the series currently minus 700 right now for the Pacers. All right, maybe that's it from you guys, and that's how I'm going to look at it. I'm going to take over in the first half at 109.5 as my pick here on the morning steam. We're going to start throwing some derivatives in there a little bit, so I'll go over in the first half. Okay? Hope that's okay. Let's go to the hockey here right now. Just had a final here with JBM over Montgomery there, but Montgomery covered the games line there. Ziggy says the Knicks got to slow these guys down if they can. Jermaine says, I'll take Siakam here under 5.5 rebounds. 9 Legacy Pacers money line. All right. Man, Yannick Sinner is beating up on Gasquet here right now. All right. Let's go to the hockey then. I think that's it for the basketball here. Take a look now. Next up at the Oilers and the Stars with, where's our, we know who's winning this one right now with Edmonton. Leading the series here over the Stars. It looks the Stars are hanging in there 3-1 here currently. Let me update that. Edmonton leads 3-1. There you go. All right. Oilers and Stars here tonight with the Stars favored at home $1.30 in the total. 6 under 15 in this one. And look, we've seen these the blowouts have been sneaking over, I have to say, given my penchant for the under a little bit. Getting beat on some of those. Here's the thing, and it might be too late for me, but obviously a lot of these games, whether the favorite wins or the underdog wins, are getting decided by 2 goals. We know with the empty netter, we know what happens there, but it's even happening more so a little bit. And not only that, also kind of going, under with, or not under, but 2 empty net goals right now in a lot of these. So let's see what you have here in this one with Edmonton taking on Dallas here tonight. Will the series be over, or can Dallas salvage one here at home? Put a little bit of pressure on Edmonton here tonight. We know that Skinner has been absolutely terrific. What a job, right? It's funny because I don't know. Again, I'm not the overall hockey expert. I mean, we obviously bet it every day, we cover it every day, so maybe I am. But I would say it into the playoffs, right? Look, I understand Skinner was struggling, all right, and Oilers switched goalies, and hey, they got good enough goaltending, right? It just feels like, at least throughout I mean, they're still here right now, right? No doubt about it. But when they ended up switching goalies, it was unique because I was like, man, it felt to me like that, Skinner, he was your number one, right? Throughout most of the season, coming into the season and whatnot. But Picard got hot after Skinner lost his confidence. And that's sometimes what you do in the NHL playoffs. You ride the hot hand a little bit, but it still felt like they had their number one man in Skinner a little bit disrespected. But hey, Picard was doing the job, so you're not going to necessarily pull him or whatever. But when he ran into a little bit of trouble, then all of a sudden Skinner came back in, and then all of a sudden, really considering the moment, playing maybe the most important and sharpest goaltending of his career here. It feels like at this point, the way he has been turning it up and been dynamite. Now you do go it up against, Ottinger, certainly very, very solid. If anything for Dallas, right, it's been the lack of firepower a little bit. It feels like in the series, right, with Edmonton winning these games now, 4-1, 6-1, 3-0, right? It hasn't been that that good for the Stars here, even when they got out to the lead there, or at least tied it up in that last game. I think it was tied, right? Was it tied 1-1, or was it 2-0? No, it's 2-0. Well, whatever. Robertson scored, and you're looking like, where are these guys? Where are these Dallas Stars right now? The team that scored 6 goals in Game 1 in the 6-3 victory there. And then, of course, Edmonton comes back, wins Game 2, 3-0, and obviously dominated at home. So do you think Dallas can get one here, guys, in the matchup here tonight? Let's take a look at some of these comments from you. Edmonton has won 11 of their last 13 games. Overall, Dallas has lost, pardon me, 4 of their last 6 games coming in. Edmonton's won 7 of the last 10 games against the Stars. Overall, Stars have gone under in 5 of their last 7. But 4 of Dallas's last 6 games against Edmonton has gone over. Dallas has still won 7 of their last 8 games at home. No matter how you look at it, they've been struggling on the road a little bit, big time, really. Edmonton has also gone, however, 5-1 in their last 6 games on the road. So they are transcending it here a little bit. Let's see what you have in the chat with our hockey game tonight. We'll have a little fun. I don't know if we're going to do anything, with these light baseball cards. We did, like I said, we were on Tuesday night. That was pretty awesome. But with only 4 baseball games here, we might just enjoy our games privately. Here we go. Let's see. I'm looking for the hockey. Here we go. Jermaine has got the Oilers to win this one in regulation. Ziggy's on the Oilers. Sancho's on the Stars. Gotta give him a chance here, it looks like. NYC Bar is on the Oilers here in this one. And Jermaine said he took Florida yesterday. And Jermaine says, Oilers, I'm on all closeouts. And anytime you get a closeout, he's ready to go with that team, ready to close it out. I think that's what Jermaine's saying here. Timmy Tushu says the Oilers and NHL need a Game 6, so take Dallas tonight. Nuke is here. He's on the oil in this one. NYC Bar says, do you think it's a consensus here right now with the Oilers? I mean, we did have Sancho on the Stars, but you had Jermaine, you had Ziggy, you got NYC Bar on the oil, you got Jermaine on the oil. That's 4-1 so far, right? But Timmy Chushu says Dallas, so that's 4-2. Nuke says Oilers, that's 5-2. Andrew says Oilers have too much firepower, and Andrew, I don't think voted either, right? That's 6-2 there, so maybe this is a consensus. And Jermaine says he was hanging out over there at Nuke the House last night. Good job, Jermaine. Thanks for visiting those guys. I didn't quite make it over there yesterday. I will say this about my guy, Sean, who obviously we were back with Nuke the House, back with Keg and those guys before the pandemic. That's how long we've been doing it with those guys. But, I didn't make it over there yesterday. I will be making 2 guest appearances on that channel during the month of June. I'm the fill-in guy over there when somebody needs a day off. So, Jermaine, check me out. I'll be on there. I think it's in 2 weeks. I think 2 days. One day where the boys are off there, and I'll be doing that show. One day I'll be with Fox. One day I'll be with Holden, I believe. So that's the Nuke the House channel, and I think it's fair to say I'll be over there. Johnny likes the under in this one. I'm tired. I'm done going under in hockey. I think I don't know. I'm gonna go over as my pick right here. I'm going over, not to fade Johnny, but I'm a little tired of getting some L's because I am Mr. Under, and hey, I've been getting beat. Feels like I've been getting beat by the empty netters a little bit. Timmy's got some points here for Seguin and Granlund. Granlund's been incredible, obviously. Robert likes the under as well. Tyrone Christopher likes the Oilers here. I think the Oilers may have ended up with the consensus play here. And Robert says if the Stars scores first, which he thinks they will, he'll come back on the Oilers here to make a big comeback and win the game again. They've outscored Dallas 13-2 in the last 3 games overall. But don't forget, like I said, Dallas still 4-1 in the postseason as a favorite. They're favored here, obviously, tonight. All right, I think that's it from you guys. I'm taking the over here with Edmonton and Dallas. Like I said, I'm tired of getting beat on the games. They're going under, and then you get the empty netter, and it goes over, and that's been a little bit costly for me. So I'm a little bit tired of it, and I don't know if we're going to get necessarily close to the vest or that lower scoring game here. Maybe it will, and then it always sneaks over is what it feels like to me. Andrew says the Oilers 11-2 in these playoff games. How about it? All right, give me the over here in this one. Andrew's back on basketball. He says the Pacers are 0-3 in game 3s and 11-0 in all the other ones. Well, there you go. But hey, that's pretty unique stat there. That one. Pacers, they'll just skip game 3, I guess. So they just skipped game 3, huh? All right. I think that's it for the hockey there. Enjoy that one. And we'll go to our baseball card here right now. And we do have a doubleheader today. Let me make sure I get this right with the pitching matchups. I think my sheet here is a little stale, actually. Let me see what I got here. Let me go over it here with the Braves taking on the Phillies here in game 1. So a little bit of switch here in pitching with Smith-Shawver going in this first game up against Sanchez. Let me fix this here. I don't know why I didn't fix it last night. We knew there was going to be a doubleheader, and they kind of switched the pitchers there. If anybody caught me on, I talk about that other show that I'm on, the Cover the Spread show, and it was recorded before the rainout, so I ended up talking about a pitching matchup that actually wasn't happening because it was originally going to be Chris Sale against Chris Sanchez in the game. I ended up basically on the Braves because I was kind of fading Sanchez, and I had a pitcher like Chris Sale in there, but mostly for me, I'm going against Sanchez. So in this one, I'm still going to stay with Smith Shawver here. Remember what I said about Smith Shawver, and you can't deny that, he's okay. He's a fine pitcher. Uh, Here's the funny thing about this, and I think I was commenting on this the other day, right? And I even got some blowback, but I don't know if people were totally know the rules, right? I said, "Oh, I've got a bet. I just bet Smith Shawver to win Rookie of the Year at 7-1." And did got some feedback from some DM. Ramon, this is Smith Shawver's third year in the major leagues. It's one of those wake up. No, he didn't. He has not yet qualified. He is a qualified rookie right now in his third year in the major leagues. He has not achieved, despite pitching in both 2023 and 2024, he did not reach yet the threshold, and he is qualified still as a rookie. And you just look at the other rookies that he's up against. Now, he's not necessarily any better than these guys, moving forward in the future. But when you're talking about a pitcher who's basically going to be out there every single day, the stats that he's going to match up with. Now, granted, he is down to 7-2. That is, we were just talking about this a week ago, and his odds have already been lopped off in half. But look at the other rookies that he's up against. He's up against Baldwin, his teammate. Augustin Ramirez of Miami's 5-1, Logan Henderson 7-1, not bad. I mean, Matt Shaw 13-1, Luis Angel Acuna 16-1. All Smith Shawver, it seems like, has to do is go out there, and if he goes out there with a full season of starts, and the numbers are as solid as they are kind of right now with Smith Shawver, I would think he'd be sure Rookie of the Year. Who else is going to do it? Sasaki's hit the injured list. Who else you going to look at? Chad Patrick, maybe. So I'm just saying that Smith Shawver can win the Rookie of the Year. He's still +3. He's 3.5 to 1. If you're interested, now he's 3-2, 3.67 ERA. These are pretty standard number. They're decent numbers, right? Braves are 5-3 with him on the mound, 2-6 to the under with Smith Shawver. He's an underdog here, but I'm taking him mostly because of the work that the Braves here have done against Sanchez. They have some real numbers against Sanchez. Albies, Riley, Acuna, Ozuna are combined 13 for 27 against Sanchez, and Matty Olson has a pair of home runs against Sanchez. So I'm still going with the Braves here. They were, shut out in the opener of the series before the rain out yesterday, but now at $1.55 here, I'm going to go ahead and take the Braves on the money line with Smith Shawver over the Phillies. Here, look, Sanchez is fine too. Sanchez is damn good. He's 4-1 with a 3.17 ERA, 1.25 WHIP here, but a 3.11 BABIP. Pretty much the same BABIP as Smith Shawver. Phillies are at home. It just feels like a little bit too high of a price for me. Definitely got a pretty solid pitcher in there, and I'm going to take the Braves. Look, I was taking Sale over Sanchez. I'm going to take Smith Shawver over Sanchez today, and just going to kind of stay with it there. Maybe we'll tone it down. It's just a free play, but it wasn't my play over there on the Cover the Spread channel, and now the pitching change happened. That's life. Here is Matty Olson. Justin's got Matty Olson for an RBI. Talked about some of the numbers here, and there no doubt they've hit Sanchez. That is clear. All right. NYC Barthos says take the Phillies in game one. Jermaine says lay the run line with the Phillies in both games. Ziggy likes the under in game one. Get your game ones or game twos. We're going to do them back to back because they're kind of in order, actually. All right. Jermaine says, yeah, he thinks AJ's a front runner as well. And like I said, hey, 3.5 to 1 might still be okay. The guy who's the favorite is Drake Baldwin. I mean, you're not going to, I know they are teammates, right? And, Baldwin certainly looks pretty good so far, making his MLB debut this year. And, he's hitting right now, no doubt about it. But he's a catcher. Can he keep those numbers up? I mean, look, it's going to be hard if you get a catcher going out there and bat 300 this year. That's going to be pretty impressive. But all right, Jerry says he'll take Atlanta in game one and maybe the Phillies in game two. Robert's on the under. Tyrone likes the Phillies in both games. And Jermaine says that Phillies can't really, Atlanta can't really stop these Phillies. So, again, I'm just kind of maybe trying to capitalize. These numbers are pretty hard to ignore against Sanchez anyway, but funny because it felt like, right, if you look at the numbers of the head-to-heads, right, that it did feel like the Phillies matchup against Sale, as far as the BVP is concerned, was actually better than the BVP, the BVP there of the Phillies against Smith Schauber, where they haven't faced him as much, obviously. And I will note that Castellanos home run off of Schauber, Turner home run off of Schauber, Marsh home run off of Smith Schauber, and that's in a small sample size. So I guess there is a little bit of big time contact there for sure. All right. I think that's it. It's Phillies team total over for Fernando. All right. Well, let me go to game two, though, here right now. And we've got Sale here going up now against Wheeler. So a little bit more of a interesting or hot matchup, right? It feels like with these two, with Sale going up against Wheeler. You do have for Chris Sale, 3.36 ERA, 1.28 the whip, 364 BABIP for Chris Sale, right? So that was what I was kind of alluding to a little bit too. Some of the numbers for this lineup here for the Phillies against Sale, man, they have some big time numbers too. You've got Bohm, 3 for 8. Nick Castellanos is 6 for 7 with 3 doubles against Chris Sale. Also, Schwarber 4 for 9 against him as well. So, do I have this price right here at $1.15, $1.20? Maybe even a little higher. We'll call it $1.20 since I got the typo in there. I gotta fix it anyways. $1.20, and the total is 7.5. Let's call it 7.5 under 20 right now. There we go in game two of the doubleheader, and we'll see what you've got here in this one with the Phillies and the Braves in game two. Seeing a little bit of move here actually in game number one on the Braves here right now. Looks like they're going down to $1.20, maybe plus $1.25. Maybe somebody's watching me out there a little bit because we're seeing just a slight move. Maybe $1.30, but just a slight move. Looks like reported here on the Braves in game one. Not a steam move, mind you. All right, let's see what you guys have in this one. I'll go to the chat in the game two here. I know we've already kind of went over it a little bit, but NYC Bar says take the under in game 2. Jerry says the Phillies are struggling here against right-handed pitching last 7 days, and with no Harper too. Don't forget he did take the real bummer about Bryce Harper getting hit on that elbow was he had just, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he just come off getting hit in the elbow there a little bit? So man, could he make the? He left the game uh, there on Tuesday. He's obviously had a day to see if it's okay. I don't know if we've actually heard. He is questionable, and he did get hit pretty hard. He had to leave the game there. So could Harper miss one or both games today? Ziggy here likes the Braves in game 2. And Atlanta won't get past 3 either game. Philly bats just come to the park. And Robert likes the under in game 2. I like the under in game 2. Give me the under in game 2 with Sale and Wheeler here. All right. Yeah, I'm seeing that move. I'm staring at the move here on the Braves. It may, I look, the steam machine hasn't gone off yet. I don't think we've heard anything from the steam, but in fact, I just missed it. I didn't hear it. Is the sound off? The Braves did get steamed here in game 1. Right now, $1.28 at Circa, $1.20 at BetOnline, $1.24 at DraftKings, down to $1.30 at South Point. So, what to me, it's not because I'm sitting here talking on YouTube to 75 of you right now watching me, but maybe taking my advice and betting it. In fact, you guys kind of like the Phillies here, but to me, the first game. And with it being a start here in 3 hours, we haven't heard yet. I haven't seen the lineups. To me, that probably sounds like Bryce Harper is going to at least not play the first game. With a move on the Braves here, clearly right now, a steam move that came in. I'm speculating. Yes, I'm speculating, but it does sound like if you're getting a move like that, maybe Harper is going to miss. Maybe he'll miss both today. I don't know. All right, Jerry likes the under here as well. I'll take the under in game 2. Thank you, guys. Next up, we've got the Athletics and the Blue Jays here in this one with Berrios up against Lopez. 160, 8.5 under 15. It's up to 170 here right now at a few spots with Atlanta taking on Toronto here in this one. Yeah, we'll take a look at these two here right now with Lopez going here. He's 0-2 with a 2.57 ERA, but 351 BABIP. Probably not all he's cracked up to be. The left-hander of the A's here for Jose Berrios. 4.22 ERA, 290 BABIP, 1.3 whip coming into this one. I'm seeing some movement here as well. Now up to $1.80 at Bovada. So this seems like a pretty significant move coming in here right now on the favored Toronto Blue Jays right now in this one. So let's see what you've got here with Atlanta and Toronto here this afternoon. I say this afternoon. It's actually an evening game. The card is an evening card, except for that first game of the doubleheader, and it is a day-night doubleheader. They will not. The first game of the doubleheader is at 1:05 Eastern. Game 2 is at 6:45. So there'll be some time in between the games. Here we go. Let's see here. We've got some picks with NYC Bar. He likes Toronto at that $1.75 price already here right now. Cherry says Wheeler's been hot, and Sale's been hot too. Ziggy likes the Blue Jays here at home. And Jermaine says he maybe just go with Toronto here. Jerry said he got that $1.38 there on Atlanta last night there, it feels like he says. All righty. And for me, I'm going to take the under in this one with the Athletics and the Blue Jays. Give me the under here with the Athletics. And Toronto tonight in Toronto. All right. Guess that's it from you guys on that one. Right, Nuke, right, Nuke, and we know what the solution is in Texas, right? Just go under every time. I mean, it's hard to ignore those Texas under. I mean, I almost feel guilty winning game after game after game on those Texas, right? Like, uh, here's some free money, just take it. And you're like, should I take it again here with the Texas Rangers under at home? Yes, just keep doing it. Even if you lose, you're already ahead, it feels like. All right. There's Jerry says go under than the game. A's first 5 team total over though. So a little bit of unique play there. All right. Let's go to the next one here with Rays taking on the Astros here with Boz. Funny things, Boz, Gusto, Rays here in this one. You've got the Astros favorite at home, $1.15 in this one with Shane Baz going for Tampa Bay, 4.94 ERA, 1.39. The whip, 303. BABIP coming in against Ryan Gusto. He's 3-2 with a 4.58 ERA, 1.5 whip, 266 batting average against here for Gusto and a 323 BABIP coming in. Now let's see what you like maybe in this matchup here. Oops. I think I've lost my mind is what I've done. All right. See what you got here in this one with the Rays taking on the Astros. Let's see if I got some of my trends here. I haven't covered any of my trends really, but that's all right. We just got a short card today. Just happy to be with you here on the Morning Steam Show. For Toronto here, come in with a record, or for the Astros here, sorry about that. Record here currently of 30-25 on a 4-game winning streak here. Currently, the Rays have been hot as well. They had a pretty good series there against Minnesota, taking 2 of 3, but on the road here against Houston right now. Take a look at some of the numbers with these two teams. You do have Tampa Bay having won 7 of their last 8 games. They did lose one of those games in Minnesota, but Tampa Bay was pretty hot at home, but Houston's also won 7 of their last 8 games at home right now. Houston's won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams overall. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Tampa Bay's gone under in 8 of their last 11. Houston's gone under in 4 of their last 5 coming into this one. So let's see what you got here, Tampa Bay and Houston. And Houston, they've only played a slightly less number of unders here than the what's in the air down there in Texas, huh? Houston's 12-18 to the under at home. Tampa Bay's 7-11 to the under on the road. But let's see what you got in this one. I know the Sharps are all over Tampa, but I'm going to go to you guys. You guys are the Sharps. Here we go. Let's see here. Timmy Tushu says Barrios has been losing. Got to win someday. He'll take Toronto. NYC bars on Houston here as we get it started. Ziggy going with the under. Spoon says Astros here. Right. The Rays do feel like that home road team a little bit. Kelly's here. Hi, Kelly. Texas struggling. There and there she's talking about the A's there at least. Says Oakland's struggling too. Houston team total over here. And let's see, we got Boz hasn't been looking too good, says Jerry. Nuke says the Jays should roll in that game against the A's, huh? And Jerry says bad travel spot there. Nuke's on the Astros here. A lot of feels like some good Astros support. Promise you, you can't find a sharp really. I mean, other than you guys being sharps, I think the Rays are continuing to get bet here. It feels like that's only why the Astros here are $1.15 or so. Essex is a first-time commenter, I do believe, says Astros smash. Thank you, Essex. First-time commenter there. All right. Guess that's going to do it for the game between Tampa Bay and Houston. I guess I better make my call. You guys are pretty heavy on Houston here. I don't want to necessarily go against you. It just feels like my buddies, the Sharps, are all over Tampa Bay right now. So, all right. I'll go ahead and take another under here. Give me the under with Tampa Bay and Houston today. And Nine Legacy says Athletics, first 5 and full game. Tampa Bay money line. Jerry says Houston's an under team, Ramon. They're 2/3 of their games are going under. Or more than that, right? 60% of their no, not quite as many. 60% of their games are going under, I think. Spoons says he's on the under 4.5 in the Jays and A's first 5 back there. All right, I'll take the under in this one. Hey, there's one more. The show's going to be over soon. Nationals and Mariners with Mackenzie Gore on the road here, taking on Hancock with the Mariners. Probably about $1.25 or so here right now, and the total is 7.5. I think we need to update the number there a little bit on the screen. Well, we can call it $1.20, but can't call it $1.15. Price has gone up a little bit here on Seattle, it feels like, over the last couple of minutes. And let's see what you have in this one with Gore coming in, 3.47. ERA breaking news here right now. Bryce Harper, he is not in the lineup today. This just in, the speculation was right. Didn't make game 1. He's got a bruised elbow. I don't know if it's going to get better in 5 hours, in 5 hours. So you kind of look maybe to game 2, maybe give him 1 day, maybe you're going to play him 1 game. But right now, Bryce Harper will miss game 1 of that doubleheader. This one just in. Hey, we know what we're doing here a little bit, seeing without knowing that it may have been out there. I've been looking at my tweet deck all morning to see what we got on that. But our speculation, that's why. Look, I'm no expert. I'm just your friend here on YouTube, but we were able to see right through that once that line started moving on a morning game that Harper wasn't going to be in there. That's why you hopefully come to the morning steam show. Okay. For Gore, though, 3.47 ERA, 368 BABIP. Not great. This has been an interesting series, actually, between Washington and Seattle here. Washington, they did get the win there yesterday. I've been zigging, and when I should have zagging Ziggy here with this series, 9-0, the win yesterday for Washington. After I went with Seattle in game 2, and I went with Washington game 1, it was 9-1 Seattle. So maybe I should just not play this game, but we don't do that. For Hancock here, he's 2-2. The Mariners are 6-2 with Hancock on the mound. He's got a 5.95 ERA and a 3.52 BABIP coming into this one. Hancock is 5-3 to the over. Mariners are 6-2 with Hancock on the mound. Seattle's gone over in 11 of their last 13 games at home. Also, 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams here have gone over. Washington's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games on the road coming in. What do you have here with Washington and Seattle in our nightcap. We're going to be desperate for games, it feels like, here at this point. And look, the total here, still 7.5, huh? All right, let's get your plays here. I'm going over, I'll tell you right now. I'll just take the over. The winning team has scored 9 points in each game. 9 points. 9 points. That's what you do in baseball. You score points. Remember George Carlin? I want to get safe at home. We want to be safe at home. All right. We got some steam coming in right now. You better know what it is. It's on Atlanta and Phillies, game number 1 to go under. With that announcement that Harper is out, all of a sudden, those what did we say it was? Those 8s, they're all starting to go down here right now with Smith, Schauber, and Sanchez. Steam is coming in on the under in that Braves Phillies game number 1 right now. All right, here we go with let me see here. I lost my spot here. Okay, here we go. Justin says he got low over 1.5 bases. Here's Justin. He likes some Mariners today. Nats team total over back there in this one with Jermaine. The NYC bar likes the over as well. Essex says the Nationals are a fade with Mackenzie Gore. I don't want to think that necessarily every time out right now. I mean, Gore is it does seem to be going up and down here like a bride's nighty. Let's see here. Single game parlay. Nationals team total over. Nationals run line. Gore over in his strikeouts. Spoon says he thinks that Harper can play game 2. Just give him, don't make him stress. Although he really did get plunked on that. I think that's the thing. The bruise might be might be a little deep, I guess. Nuke on the Mariners here. Jerry's on the Nats. And Gore, he has been his strikeout rate. I think is it number 1 in the major leagues right now? Gore's strikeout rate 36%. Is there anybody higher than Gore right now, mowing him down? Let's see here. Ziggy's on the under. Kelly says they'll go over with Ramon. And Essex says someone got the Mariners at minus $1.08. How early did you get that line there, right? And let me see here. There is some injury information just coming out in this game right now. Let me see here. Okay. Oh, no, the news is that Gore is starting. In fact, I think we didn't know for sure. It wasn't official yet that Gore was starting, I guess, huh? Let's see here. Mariners first 5. Kelly says Gore mows them down in the daytime. So here's a little bit of breaking news, though. I think this is more. We'd said Harper was out, right? But also Acuna is not in the starting lineup in game 1. So maybe put the 2 of them out. That's going to help trigger that under steam that just came in right now. Those games are going to 8 probably. We could see 7.5 over in the game between Atlanta and Philadelphia before you know it right now because of this news. It's just going to be Acuna's day off here right now. Just needs a little bit of rest here, given his his status this season and everything, and a doubleheader. So Acuna sits first game. So, hey, we're getting some breaking news. Hopefully that's why you're here on the morning. We've given you multiple reasons to come over here on the morning steam. We've got 80 of you here. Look, there's a great channel across the street. Really appreciate those guys. They're almost making me want to consider moving the game because I know that, hey, we're getting beat by those guys like 3-1. They're watching that show over there with multiple handicappers, so I get it. But I don't think you're getting the same type of breaking information that you're getting over here, quite frankly. So I do appreciate those guys very, very much. I spend a lot of time with those guys on some other shows. You guys might know what I'm talking about, but I think over here with me, you're getting great picks over there, no doubt about it, good analysis. But I think with me, you get the breaking information. I think that's why you want to be over here. All right. And let's see here. Seattle here for Jermaine. You got picks here from our group. Right? You get way more picks there. And Essex, I love this. What is this? It looks like a bunch of tractors out there. Did anybody? I saw some people reacted to the post that I made last night, right, about the guy in Detroit, the groundskeeper who got a torn knee ligament there, raking the dirt. He didn't like the camera. He flipped off the camera. Hey, buddy, don't get injured raking, okay? And we won't put you on TV for delaying the game for 5 minutes. I'm on the over here. The show is, well, no, the show's not over. I got WNBA. Come on, you guys. Let's get to the WNBA. All right, the Valkyries are going to take on the Liberty here in this one with Golden State, a big underdog. These two teams just played, you guys. You know that, right? Let me get my WNBA notes going here. Talk a little WNBA with you. Over there, talking about my buddies, and I am on a show doing WNBA previews every day at 4 Eastern, or no, on a video every night. You can check out our WNBA show. These two teams just played. It was 90-67. New York won on Tuesday. I'll cover the spread here, obviously. Now, here's some news in this game. The Valkyries could be returning Monique Billings, Tiffany Hayes. They could get back in this lineup. That would be big. Those are two nice veteran players that joined the team this year, joined the team in their inaugural season. And those are key players. Now, New York did win. It was the fourth time this season they've scored 90 points. I have a feeling the Liberty, even though they're playing this Valkyries team and they are much better. Look, a lot of people were on the Valkyries in that game. I was on the Liberty. But they could close the gap here a little bit, especially if they have one or both of those veteran players back. Golden State's 2-2. The expansion teams do not win. They did a nice job building this team up a little bit. They're probably still right there at the bottom, but they do have 2 wins so far over Washington and over LA. And just the fact that they saw them 2 nights ago, I'm going to give the Valkyries a chance to kind of hang in this game. But more likely, I'm going to go under in the first half in this one with Golden State and the Liberty at 79.5. Like I said, I think for me, they did see him once. I know the Valkyries, look, like I said, 2 wins. They're probably not as good as their 500 record indicates. Okay, let's just be clear about that. But they kept fighting back there against New York. They actually got it down to within like a dozen points. And in the end, New York they did work it back to get the cover. And they ended up blowing them out. But it was only in the final minutes of the game that they kind of put the kibosh on them there and moved ahead from covering the spread, or was flirting with the spread a little bit. It was back like 16, 18, 20, right in there. And then they kind of took off on the end. They actually built a bigger lead than 23 points, and then the Valkyries got a few buckets. So maybe the Valkyries, having just seen them, right? And I also think the fact that the Liberty did set that WNBA record, or tied it with the 4th straight 90-point game to open the season. They're 4-0, 3-1 against the spread. But I think the Valkyries will look to make sure they don't get 90 points. Easier said than done. You just can't, wave a magic wand. But maybe the effort on the defensive end, especially in the first half, I'm going to take under in the first half, under what did I say, a 79. So give me the under in the first half here with Golden State and New York today. Hey, check me out over on the WNBA video over there with Tony's picks, and you get another pick from me there in that game. Let's see here. We've got maybe we got some picks here. All right, Andrew K. is back there talking about the Pacers and the Knicks. Thank you. Essex says, is that Hawthorne? Oh, what am I? What are we? Hawthorne the racetrack? What am I missing here? Thank you. Yep, Jerry says Acuna might not be that healthy. I think we're just on a slow return here a little bit. And there's Timmy. Thank you, Timmy. And the Nuke. So I hope I made it clear, Nuke, on what I think will change here. Again, possibly two key veterans coming back in Monique Billings and Tiffany Hayes. These are two, pretty impact players for the Val. There's no guarantee that either of them are back in the lineup tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can give it one more look-see. But there had been legitimate talk that that they would be. In fact, Billings and Hayes are both game time decisions here. Look, Billings played the first two games, had 7 points and 8 rebounds in game one, 7 points and 3 rebounds in game two. And, she is a veteran player in this league. Tiffany Hayes, same thing. She played in game one, had 19 points, took 16 shots in that first game, left in game two with an injury, missed game three, missed game four. I'd say she has a less likely chance of coming back, but if she is in the game, she is a top offensive player for the Valkyries. So that's what I think is possibly going to change. If anything, maybe this is a game where you do need to wait for the injuries. It's not like the NBA where the stars sit, but they do, we'll know for sure if they're in. NYC Bar says take the under. Ziggy's on the Valkyries. Justin says he's got the, what is that? He's got the Mariners there, minus 108. And Twisted says, if you wear sunglasses in your house while on, do I have my sunglasses? I kind of want to wear my sunglasses sometimes. I'm looking for them here. Where are my sunglasses, Twisted? All right. Let's see here. Liberty under for Justin. And maybe I could wear a beanie and sunglasses. That probably should have done it today while we're having a little fun here. I know I'm keeping it kind of long. If you guys want to go, I got 90. We're building it up, and the show's over pretty much. All right. Thank you, Jerry. All right. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. That damn emu thinks he's going to be a big star one day. Action Jackson holding the Liberty there. And where are my sunglasses? I mean, I've got, hey, you guys know me. I mean, I've got, some high designer, makes me look richer than I am, I think. All right. And Dallas says Dallas game. Well, let's get to it. I think Kelly wants the Dallas game here. So give me the under in the first half, Golden State and the Liberty tonight. All right, next up, we have the Dallas game here. The Wings taking on the Sky. And hey, look, for me here, I think I was already on the WNBA show. If you guys want to check it out over there, I picked both the side and the total. So please go over there and check it out. Here, I'm going under in the first half in this game with Dallas and Chicago. I've got under in the first half of both games here. So the under in the first half here in this one is 83 or 84. 84 for sure. And I'm going under here in the first half with Dallas and Chicago tonight. Now, let's talk about this game, though. Dallas finally broke through. They got their first win of the season in their last game. Chicago is still winless coming in. Now, the thing is, I did cover with Chicago last game, and it wasn't easy. Maybe they even got lucky. But the one thing about Chicago, as bad as they've been, everybody making fun of them, they've kind of closed the gap, right? Because they lost by 35 points, 21 points, and 13 points. And then they finally got the money last time, even though they lost by 6 or 7. Let me see what the final score was anyway. They lost 94-89, getting 7.5 points against Phoenix. So we got the money. We took Chicago in that game. And now you're going to tell me that Chicago's an underdog against a Dallas team that certainly is no better than Chicago at this point. As bad as Chicago has been, and yeah, maybe they are there in the bottom 3 with who are you going to put in there? The Golden State, Connecticut. You might even got to have Golden State over Connecticut at this point. I mean, Golden State has 2 wins, but Chicago's right there, in the bottom as well. They should be better, right? You've got superstar Angel Reese on the team, but there's no doubt there's still some type of dysfunctionality. Vandersloot, I'm not sure is cutting it. Ariel Atkins, I definitely can ride with a little bit, playing well. Misha Hines-Allen doing well for Dallas here, but to be favored in this one, in fact, I'm showing right now the sharp books are down to 1.5 in this game, and I don't think Dallas, maybe there's a little momentum for Dallas here. I'm gonna change this line. I'm gonna call it 2. Oops. I just deleted the graphic because I'm an idiot. Wings, let's call it 2, 170 at Sky. Good thing we got a hot producer here to fix things on the fly. So that's the way I'm looking at it anyway. I mean, you do have, Chicago still does some things well. They are number 1 in the league in block shots. They are number 1 in the league in steals. And I think that's where they're going to have to hang their hat in the end. Do they need to work on things offensively? You better believe it. Especially their scoring. They're down there at the bottom for sure, but they can rebound with the best of them, even if they're missing their own shots. We know the funny stories with Reese and everything. And here's the thing. I mean, you're going up against the Dallas team that also can do a little bit. They're not a very tall. They're not a good rebound. Not supposed to be a good rebounding team, but for their size, they're actually, the statistics, I think, show that they're not bad. Anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if this is coming out as a steam move right now, because I'm showing several of the books moving to the Chicago Sky. Maybe it's because I'm talking them up here in this game. Dallas is 1-0 against the spread as a favorite. They're 2-1 against the spread on the road. Chicago's just 1-3 against the spread. Chicago's 3-1 to the over so far, but I'm going to go under in the first half here with Dallas and Chicago. Let's get your comments. It looks like you guys love this game. All right. Let's take a look here right now. Oh, Timmy's ready to go. He's got talking about the big Champions League final here this weekend. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate that. Action Jackson's on the Sky. Justin likes the over in the Wings game. And Twisted says Chicago against the spread here. Hendra says, if you've ever watched a Knicks Pacers series, you know this one's not over. NYC Bars on the Wings. Jerry says everyone's fading the Wings. Everyone except the people I'm talking to, Jerry. It feels like everybody was taking Dallas, and I was like, I'm taking somebody. Okay. Thank you, Twisted. Really appreciate you. And Action Jack. So Nuke says the toilet bowl game with the 2 lousy teams, no doubt. But you know what's funny about the WNBA I mentioned on that show is the games really do come down to the spread in the WNBA a lot of times, right? You don't see – now, I don't want to compare it to the playoffs because the NBA playoffs, because there are some real blowouts here, right? It's funny, right? How can we get like 2 of the top teams and half these games end up 30-point blowouts? I mean, I know it's basketball, but gosh. All right, Roberts on Sky first half. But these games at least stay close, right? They stay close to the spread, it feels like, every time. They don't really they don't get away. The way I don't want to say the way the ladies play. You just don't see a team go out there and build a 30-point lead in the first half, right? Maybe that's just because of the nature of the way the women's game is played. But I enjoy it because hey, don't enjoy losing, but they come down um, to the finish. It feels like. All right, Toucan said these games are better to live bet. I guess the show's over, you guys. I'm on the under in both first halves. All right. Hey, we didn't get our moves at all in the college baseball, so please sign up over there. I'm going to send out my package here within the next probably 30 minutes of my plays. I'm kind of saving them here because we have such a thin. I want to give something to the subscribers that are. Let's see here. Joe says if you give 2 months, if we sign up for the premium. Joe, if you sign up today for 1 month, I'll give you 2 months. On a slow day like today, I promise you guys. Look, like I said, 1 month, 56 cents a day. And I don't want to, I'm here to sell. I'm here to tout. That's what I do. This is what I do for a living. This show is what I do for a living and appear on all those other shows. And yeah, I'm a pick seller, but I hope I'm doing the research here. I don't know, not like maybe you don't know about these guys on uh, uh, these TikTok cappers. I'm here every day doing the work with you guys. And yeah, do you guys have some influence on my picks? I think so. I think you can see that a little bit, right? Go to winnable.com. 56 cents a day. If you do the 1 month today at $19.95, I'll make it 2 months. No doubt about it. On a day like today, I will double any subscription to the place. This is really how you support me on the show. Look, do I have about 4 dozen of you over there subscribed? Yes, I do. 4 dozen or so. And they're the average. Not everyone gets the monthly, so it's not 56 cents a day. The average, according they give me all these great numbers, $1.16 per sub. Yeah, am I making about $50 a day? Yeah, that's a lot. I'm rich. 50, to do this show, I think it's probably a little worth more than that. If I was on one of those big channels, I'd be getting more money. So I hustle a little bit, and I just want some. It's not about that money, obviously. Yeah, can I get a nice pizza? Okay. Can I pay for the Steam service that we get to give us the updates? Okay. I got some services here that we run. Remember, Mike always says we utilize the technology. Do I spend more than $50 on this stuff that we subscribe to and all? Yes, we do. So that's kind of why we hustle it up a little bit and say, hey, subscribe to my picks here, or don't forget Mikey's tiered selections as well. We try as best we can to pass along some winners, and today the winners are going to be coming along in college baseball here within the next 30 minutes or so. We'll have plays all day with college baseball. There's a huge card today, including some great matchups, including Kentucky and West Virginia, East Carolina and Florida, Cincinnati and West Virginia, USC and TCU, Miami and Alabama, Fresno and UCLA. Watch out for this Western Kentucky Hilltoppers team. They're playing Georgia Tech today. Nebraska and Oklahoma. What is this, 1977 football game? Great matchups in college college baseball today. Creighton and Kansas. Remember, watch out for Kansas. Arizona State and Irvine. So make sure you check me out. I'm going to have some plays today in college baseball. All right. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. And Joe just did it. Okay, let me see here. I don't know if I can do this. I don't want to out Joe. I was going to see if he can see it on the air. He said he just did it. I'm going to click on Joe. He used the promo code STEAM. And so he saved the 20%, and I'm going to update his plan right now. And it says expires on June 29th. Boom. I just changed it to July 29th right there, Joe. I can't show it. Yeah, I think I can. Let me see here. I think I could show this on the screen without giving anything away to Joe. There it is, Joe. There's your subscription just in. And boom, I just made it. Let me see if I can show it here. I just made it from $6.29 there to $7.29. Thank you, Joe. Really appreciate it. All right, and he'll get those plays there. And you know what? If I sometimes I have a crummy day, I just go in there and I just update everybody for another day or two. That's how I do it. I control it all over here at Winnable. So look, I'm not going to send you any spam. I'm only going to send you what you want. You can update the notifications to go directly where it'll pop up on your phone. I don't have a Discord. I don't have a Telegram at this point. I don't need that. I don't have enough subscribers here, but I do have you guys, so do appreciate it. Joe liked the pick there last night that we had, right? We went with that pick there on the show last night on that happy hour show, right, with Charlotte and Red Bulls, and that was an easy winner, right? And thank you, Joe. Really appreciate that. Timmy talking about the PSG game, Nuke. Thank you for stopping by. The show's over. You guys can leave, but just enjoying the time. And Jerry, he won a $40. Did Jerry? Did you hit the game there, Jerry? Look, the one thing it doesn't allow for you to do is like put a sub. I don't want to make it. Are you in the a subscriber here? I don't want to make anybody pay, Jerry. If you go put in the $3 subscription, $40, I'll put it. You got to put in $3, but I'll put in 3 months for you, Jerry. You do such a great job. That should be more than $40 worth. So I don't want to make you. And maybe you're in there already. If you're a paid subscriber, I might be able to figure it out, or we can work it out. Just hit me up on X. I'll send you a promo code that can give you the free. So I think what Jerry's saying is he won the what did we used to do? We got to go back to doing it. You know what I might do? I just didn't want to do it this way where I would give away a membership instead of the money. But also, maybe I'll just give away subscriptions. Not that anybody wants them or anything, but that way it'll help me get more subscribers to those too. I feel like that Winnable company, they promote all of their hot, TikTok cappers with all the. I don't do those fancy graphics and everything. And like when you look at the Winnable Instagram, I'm not saying you guys look at it at all, but I'm really into it and everything. So, I go over there to Instagram and I see them promoting all the young cappers with all their fancy, posts on Instagram and all that. And I just don't do that very well. I'm an old guy, and so they don't promote me. I'll call them out, actually. They don't promote me very well. I really appreciate the way that they have things laid out on the Winnable and all that, but they ain't helping old Ramon very much. They're more into their young cappers that hang out with them at their little functions. They don't want some old man like me there. So get with it, Winnable. I mean, I'm doing as good a job as anybody. But let me see if I kind of wanted to look at it here. So they always promote all their little fancy cappers here. Oh, look at here. Let me see here. Oh, everybody's got their funny little pictures on the Winnable. Oh, Edwards Free Pay. Everybody's got their little fancy. You never see me on there because I don't have these fancy things. But oh well, that's the show. At least the money gets there, and all your subscriptions get there, and it keeps me coming back here on the show. That's why you subscribe to the plays. So I'll keep coming back here on the Sports Money Network. Okay, Mikey's going to be here today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Hopefully there'll be some games left for him to talk about. And also, we do have First Strike up and available for this weekend's action, as well as BB MMA picks. You can get your MMA handicapping started. You can check out the golf video as well. Look, the golf's under. Pardon me, I'm hiccuping here. Only a group of golfers under 500 under a par right now. Ricky Fowler 2 under, Ben Griffin 2 under again. We didn't go with him this week. Victor Hovland. Uh, I gave out 6 golfers. I did I did put a late pick on Victor Hovland to win. Uh, I'll just throw that in there. I mean, it's kind of hard now, 2-1. I'd sent it out. I was still analyzing, and I did put Hovland here on my little list here real quick as a play. But just I will mention that he is at 2 under right now. Austin Eckroat 1 under. Shane Lowry 1 under. Ludwig Oberg just missed my cut. The thing was, I took 4 favorites, so with 2 long shots in there, I didn't want to have a 5th favorite, and I ended up Oberg made he got lopped off. But I think we get favorites. I think we get favorites at the Memorial when it's all said and done. I don't think you'll see a surprise name necessarily, unless it's one of my 2 guys. So check out the golf video from the Sports Betting Bros. You can get their picks as well. You can still get on this tournament a little bit. Really, they're just underway. Nobody's breaking away here at this point. And a few golfers are clunking it up out there right now. Daniel Berger, 5 over. Wyndham Clark, 4 over. Sounds like a tough day out there right now. Hovland here from 70 feet for birdie. Sends it on its way. It's over the ridge. It's down the ridge. It's heading towards the hole. He's missed it by about 6 feet. So it looks like tough conditions out there today. All right, I'm just talking it up here with you guys. Not much left. So really appreciate you joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. I hope I got everything in that I wanted to talk about. All right, that's going to do it. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Morning Steam. We'll be back with a full complement of baseball action and more college baseball, too. Again, head on over to Winnable if you want my college baseball today. All right, for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cover, that's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott. Running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.